Welcome to this special edition of the Mastercard Foundation EdTech Monday show, happening live in the city of Abuja, where we are hosting the Mastercard Foundation EdTech Conference 2024. We are hosting delegates from all around Africa. At this conference, we'll be speaking to critical stakeholders, EdTech builders, EdTech users, and government officials, learning from them and gaining insights on how EdTech is going to transform education, transform learning outcomes, and ensure that no child is left behind. Come with me.
My name is Nana Jemfia Jabo. I am from Ghana.
I'm Grace Bui from Rwanda. Nomfundo, and I am from South Africa.
If EdTech was a color, what would it be and why?
Green.
Brown.
Blue.
Why?
Growth, life, prosperity.
Cool and calm and chill, and very good vibe,
Okay.
Yeah.
Light, height, scaling up.
How has the experience been at this conference?
The experience has been insightful, eye-opening, particularly in what's needed to scale up the EdTech ecosystem in our region. And I think one thing I took out is collaboration amongst everything. How do we get EdTech startups to collaborate with the public sector to get forward?
What has been the experience so far? There's been so much conversation on inclusion, equity, and even infrastructure, internet access, and the rest. So tell me, what do you think?
I think that these are conversations that need to be had, and I'm very happy that they're happening here. And what I'm especially happy about is the fact that those conversations are very contextualized, and we're identifying real local problems that are, not just what you experience on the global stage, but things that are actively relevant to, number one, the innovators that we have, and even the the people that you're trying to provide those solutions for.
How do you think EdTech will transform education in Africa?
Oh, sure. In terms of access, that's the biggest thing that education technology is going to do, because it's going to increase access to even hard to reach learners that are not in education, in employment and training. We call them NEET, N-E-E-T. Those are the learners that technology will be able to bring on board, where before were not in any of those sectors. So education technology is key. It's going to help many African countries to bring that population. Like you saw the other time, we have 42% of our learners out of education. That is the bracket we want to tap, and we need to tap that because we have to move together.
EdTech has come to stay, whether we like it or not. We are evolving to a more digital space, and education is not left behind. Any education now that is not focused on imbibing EdTech, I don't know where that is going. So EdTech is the future for education, precisely because we need to reach out to people, even not in the formal classroom learning. We have the out-of-school people, the people in the refugee camp. They also can access. We know now that with EdTech, their opportunity is limitless. They can access, anybody, anywhere can access education just with a smartphone. The lives can be changed. We know that education is an agent of change, and EdTech is here to enhance, is here to make that a reality.
The first thing is that the move towards technology is obviously a global move, and with the EdTech organizations and platforms that we have, it's bringing in a number of learners that can be coming from different demographics to have access to content that helps them build what the careers that they would want. So there's also connectivity, because we can then engage with content content that comes from different areas. Like to be in this conference right now, we've got organizations from many countries and we're learning a lot from each other, and that will help us bridge the gaps and cover things that are not available in your own country. You're getting people who are doing that, and things that are done in different ways. You get to learn more now about how to improve.
How EdTech is going to transform education is by these amazing digital solutions that we're seeing. I think they're here not to be detrimental to the education system, but rather add and complement to what's already running. So I think if we come together and go past the limitations, we can take the EdTech ecosystem far.
We've all spoken about the fact that by 2050, Africa would contribute over 40% of the global youth population, but nobody is really talking about how educated are they, how knowledgeable are they, and what would their contribution look like. So I believe that education and education technology would play a key role in building that next generation of youth in Africa.
What I can say about my own experience with EdTech is that it has really helped me in terms of my academic performance. So far, I've been acing all my exams, and all thanks to EdTech. And
how has EdTech made this happen practically as a student? Because we have so many students who are listening, who are watching. I would like to see how you've been able to. So when you say EdTech, what exactly is that EdTech that you have used to improve your academics?
Okay, so in Nigeria, I use EdTech tools like Kubis, School NGR, and Quizlet also to improve my academic journey. And now those EdTech tools, they usually have past questions as well as textbooks that help me to understand courses that I do not know. And also in terms of assessing my strengths and weaknesses, I'm able to work more on those areas that I need specific improvements on.
If EdTech was a meal, what would it be and why?
You know what? I'm trying to think. Let me say a fruit salad. That's what comes up. It's so colorful, so vibrant. Everyone wants it, and it's quite putting in a lot of things.
Pasta.
Why?
Because pasta has different spices, and that represents EdTech's different. Actually, the ability for EdTech to include all genders,
so
all
you can
cultures.
Use cheese, you can use seasoning, you can use cream.
Exactly.
So tell me, how do you think EdTech would improve assessment and the whole assessment situation for education in Kenya and across Africa as well?
Okay, one of the things that EdTech does is enhance student engagement, especially in the classrooms. So for our case, we are removing all the challenges that the teacher faces in the administration of marking, sitting in the staff room too long, while they're supposed to be engaging with the student and finding out what are your competencies, what are your weaknesses, what are your challenges. The one-on-one really is good for, and that's also we are telling the teacher and the parent, the administrative part we have already solved for you. So go into the engagement with your learner, find out what they love. It enhances inclusivity as well. It also enhances the diversity. So you find, is your child too slow or too fast in the classroom? Does your parent understand what are your hobbies and what you love to do, and they build on that, and not just what the general education system is about.
How we're leveraging technologies, because social emotional learning is very personal. So with technology, it needs to be very experimental at the same time, and just making sure that the impact is being met, and you're able to measure what the child is doing as well. So that's what we're trying to sort out, and we hope that we're doing it well.
And this speaks to inclusivity, right?
Yes, it does.
What would be your greatest takeaways from this conference?
Whoa, my greatest takeaway from this conference would most likely be an insight, a peek into the players across the continent. You know, there's this what's called, is it recency bias, where you are very blinded by the issues that are in your immediate environment. You know, you hear conversation from people in Rwanda, in the Gambia, in Ethiopia, and you're hearing that we are not that quite different. You know, we are facing the same problems, their approaches to solving them. That's going to be my biggest takeaway from here, like what is happening across the continent.
I can see the future of EdTech being bright. Reasons is today's occasion has shown me that Africa is ready for EdTech, especially coming with these great minds today. For us to speak about the future of EdTech is very crucial. But my thing is we all have to embrace what we have learned and go back to our countries to implement it. The future of EdTech is brighter when we all come together with such great minds to implement it. Ghana, we are doing it, so is Kenya and other places. We need to learn from each other, learn our failures, our success, and everything that we can do to impact EdTech, because that's the future of education. Education is not going back to the brick and mortar, it's going forward, especially in the fourth industrial revolution. We need to make sure our kids are trained for the 4 C's, that is critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and good communication skills.
And with this, we've come to the end of this special episode of the EdTech Mondays Nigeria show, live in the city of Abuja, where we have met amazing EdTech innovators building the future of learning, having interesting conversations, sharing insights and feedback on how EdTech would transform learning and how it would open up access to education, ensuring no child is left behind. We hope you have taken your time to listen through all the conversations and interviews we've had, and you share your feedback on how you think EdTech would improve learning for Africa.